if it's like this big and then you get a hole in your ship, it's going to sink. It took me 30 years to figure out what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes, and I'm going to save you a ton of suffering, so please listen all the way to the end. Promise there is a nugget in here for you. You may think you want fame or money or to be a millionaire or your partner, but I promise you that leads to a very lonely life. If you focus on chasing those things, you are going to end up so alone and so unfulfilled. There are millionaires that I've met that have all the money in the world but don't have purpose. And they are the most miserable people that I know. There are other people that I know that live paycheck to paycheck, can barely afford their rent, but they have so much joy and so much fulfillment in their purpose and in their lives that does not affect them to the degree that it should. So for you, chasing these things are going to lead to a dead-end road every single time. What you really want is your own love, your own recognition, to have a healthy relationship with yourself. And I know it's not easy. I know that we can be our own worst critics and our own worst enemies. It wasn't until I reached my 30s that I realized, wow, you're really a cool person. Once you start actually facing what's in the mirror and what's inside, your life starts to open up like crazy. I used to hate that I had bigger legs or bigger hips than, my friends did. But now being in my 30s, I love them, I cherish them, and I'm thankful that I have a beautiful hourglass body. And it took many years to realize that. You don't have to sit in suffering and hate yourself. Like, stop running away from the ugly parts of you. One thing I've learned is, how can you expect someone to love you if you don't even love yourself? So date yourself, take yourself out on dates, get to know yourself a little bit better, get some journals that help you do a deep dive into who you are, and sit with it. Sit with the ugly, sit with the pain, and really understand who you are as a person and what makes you tick. Realize you get to discover the joys in your life and the things that make you tick as a person and your purpose and your passions. That is what you should be chasing. Not the money, not the fame, not the accolades. Chasing your own self-love. I've also learned people come and go in your life, and it's okay. My mom always told me people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Some people are just there to teach you a lesson. Other people are there for just a season, for something to get you through a really hard time, or just for you two to connect and help each other down the path of misery to get onto the path of joy. I don't think we're meant to hold on so tightly to relationships once they've kind of outworn their stay. And you'll know this by how you feel when you are around this person, or if this person doesn't reach out to you and you're always the one initiating relationship. See what happens if you kind of pull back and, just kind of allow things to take place as they will. And those are the people that you can let go of, and it's okay. And also just understand, it's okay for people to come in and out, as long as it's not detrimental to your mental health. I have plenty of acquaintances, plenty of friends that I haven't talked to for years. And I know I could call them up and it would be like, hey, what's going on? How are you? It wouldn't be weird. The average person can really only have, I think it's like 75 relationships that they can maintain. And if you think about it, 75 is not a ton of people. So it's okay to let go of people and to let some relationships just do what they're going to do and go on their merry way. Other relationships, that you want to foster, that you want to, hold on to, you've got to put in work. It takes nurturing to build relationships and friendships and to continue that. So just know it's okay to let go of people when they're no longer serving you. Okay, this is how you're going to stop suffering. You're going to understand that time is not a renewable source. I'm going to show you a trick that you can do. I want you to do it right now if you want to, or after this video, save it for later. But this really put things in perspective when some tragedy struck in my life and I wanted to end it. I wanted to unalive myself because I was in so much pain and I was in so much suffering. So I want to show you guys this trick. All right, you're going to need a pen and paper, but I want to show you. So your life is like a ship. Here, hopefully you can build a better ship than me. Here's your ship, okay? So if your life is this ship right here, it's full of different containers. So you have a container for your family, one for your dog, one for hobbies, one for your health, your spouse, And you have all these different containers in your life, right? So you have all these different containers that fill your cup, that make you who you are, that keep you going, that bring you joy. Look at how some of them are bigger than the others. So let's say on your ship, if you get a hole in one of them, so right here, boom, there's a hole. It's not going to sink your entire ship because it's in this one container. You have all these other things, your hobbies, your health, your passions, your passion projects, your job. All these other things are going to keep you afloat. However, what I noticed that I did and what a lot of people do is they make their job one big container, or they make their spouse one big container, and therefore if it's like this big and then you get a hole in your ship, it's going to sink. And that's to say that if you revolve your life around one specific thing, like one purpose, or you identify with one thing, or you like literally live for your spouse and you are so dependent on that human that if they were to leave, you would be destroyed, that is not good. Your life is not determined by if your spouse stays or goes, by if your job promotes you or fires you, if your best friend, leaves you or betrays you. Like, this is what I want you guys to realize is suffering is optional. So I want you to do your own lifeboat and see, okay, what is in my life that's having a huge, taking up a lot of space? And is that a good thing? Because if that thing were to fail or to leave, would my ship sink? And if the answer is yes, then it's time to reassess. It's time to go find a different hobby, go find a more secure friend group, or it's just time to change things. So I want you to do this exercise. Make your own ship, fill it out. I have a bunch of different hobbies that I love and family members that, really help me get through the hard times. But look, your job is just one little container, and it's important, but it's not everything. Your best friend is one container. She's important, but she is not your entire life. So that will save you years and years of suffering if you understand that it is time to diversify everything that you are and everything that you love. If you wanted to go learn how to belly dance, now is the time. I don't care if you're 40, 60 years old. Like, you're not dead. So you have time to bring in these beautiful things in your life and go explore and continue to explore. If you've always wanted to go solo travel, by gosh, go do it. Like, quit your job, figure it out, and just go make it happen. I think the problem is people think that they have time, and people think that they're gonna have more than one life. I think time is such a hard concept because it's here and it's gone. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I'll do it next year. That's not going to happen. That is never going to happen because you're always putting it into some arbitrary future that you don't know that you have. So I am telling you, if this is hitting at all, like, make something happen. Drop in the comments what you've always desired to do, but you're too scared to do it. I want to know. I want to know what people are afraid to do and step into. I myself, I'm afraid to quit my job and go hard and go all in on social media and, go really chase what I actually want to do. I am guilty of it as well. So I am by no means perfect, but it is when you step into that faith that you really start to see beautiful, magical things happen around you because you have the belief in yourself. And if you're religious or you have faith or God, like, that is literally everything that you need. So it's taken me 30 years to understand that we all have our own ship and our own timeline and our own waters, but it is up to us to actually make that happen and to make our dreams our reality. Your personality is just your personal reality. So what's so cool is another thing that I've learned is Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it a lot, but basically your thoughts become your patterns, that become your habits, that become, kind of who you are. They become your personality, which thus becomes your personal reality. So I hope you're soaking all of this in and you're going to make a change after this video because you could go sit there and watch the next, I'll tell you in 6 minutes what I learned in the last 40 years video. But if you don't take action, it doesn't mean anything. Like, none of this means anything. It's all vapor. So I want you to propel you into actual action. Like, go make your little ship, go sit down and think about what it is that you actually desire from this life and how you can take the steps to get there. because time is of the essence, you guys, and it's only a matter of time before we all become dust again. So go take your action. You are so worthy of everything that you desire, and yeah, that's all I have. That's literally all that there is to it. If this helped at all, please subscribe, help your girl out. We're trying to grow to 100K. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Hey, dream big, right? And then drop a comment if this helped you. Again, I love sharing what I know and what I've learned and how to stop suffering to help somebody out there. So until next time, guys, I will catch you guys later.